The only apologies that this video is late. The only reason that you're getting it late is because I tried recording outside the ground and my phone was not having any of it, and I'm going to guess it was down to a lack of charge. Or my phone just didn't want me to talk about what an utter pile of garbage that game was. I'm not even going to bother editing this either. I just don't think there's any point. Yeah, I think thank God we beat Cardiff and drew with QPR, because I mean that was just shambolic all round. Personally, in my opinion, I think that, to be fair, I think that when it was 0-0, and this doesn't matter now because we got hammered, didn't we? And deservedly got hammered, by the way. Well done to Blackburn on their win, because at the end of the day, they were a club that were always going to stay up, and I just didn't bet that. I said that Blackburn would stay up. I thought they would have enough. I watched them against Ipswich, and they're not a bad side. Don't think we should be losing 5-1 at home to them, mind, but I do think, but they are a better side than what, in my opinion, their position suggests, or at least based on recent performances. But at 0-0, I thought the game was fairly even. I would even argue we were the better side up to that point. Were we being anything great, terribly productive? No, you could say not. But I didn't think there was anything really in the game. Once Blackburn scored, however, it was just an absolute car crash. Heads dropped, standards, to be brutally honest, dropped. And look, I want to get this off me because this is an opinion I've always had for a while. I do completely get the need for experience, and I think in midfield I've always said that even as someone who's grown tired of the we need experience thing, I do believe in midfield that is the one position we desperately need experience, and that is on Speakman for not addressing that. So there you go, I'll give you that. That is not good enough. That is absolutely not good enough. What I would say is that squad of players has come from behind on a number of occasions this season to end up getting results. I think it came from behind against Rotherham to get 3 points. It came from behind against QPR to get 3 points. It came from behind away at Rotherham to get a point, but that's still not really a good result, is it? It came from behind against Norwich to get 3 points. It came from behind, there was another team we beat from behind, Plymouth. We came from behind. Now I know it's probably because we scored a couple of worldies there, but we have come from behind with a similar set of players to come from behind and actually get results. So I'm not really buying the argument that just because they're younger means that that's acceptable for them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to try and hammer the players. I'm not going to abuse them, because that obviously that isn't right either. But in my opinion, I think I am at the point where I'm tired of not being able to criticise the players when we have poor performances just because they're young. For me, that doesn't set good standards for accountability. You've got to be able to talk and say no. Even if you're younger players, at the end of the day, you shouldn't be excused from criticism just because the decisions above you have been poor. Having said that, and I've said this, and even as someone who's a fan of Speakman, I've said it loads of times with someone who likes what we've done, I think this summer is huge for the club, mind. And I'm including Speakman, KLD, potentially Stuart Harvey here. They need to be very damn careful here what they end up doing, because I'm all for the model and being self-sustainable, and I still stand by that. I think that if you adjust things slightly and be flexible, it is honestly the right way to go. But in my opinion, this is the first summer where you're going to have really big money potentially coming in for player sales. And at that point, if you do not start spending, then that answers the question for me of whether they're in it just for a quick buck or not, or in it just to make money. Because at the end of the day, not spending the money that you're going to earn from player sales is pathetic, and it isn't good enough. So there we have it. Thank God that there's only 6 games left of this season. And again, thank goodness we've already got the points that we have, because 51 points is very unlikely to get us relegated now. But again, for the standards we set at the start of the season, it isn't acceptable, that. So, yeah, big summer ahead. And obviously, we know I'm not going to try and hammer Dawes, because at the end of the day, he shouldn't be in the position that he's in. But there you have it. Look, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous there. Like I said, if you're respectful with your opinion, if you disagree, then that's absolutely fine. I know there'll be people who disagree, and as long as it's done in the right way, I've got no problem with that. And yeah, the sooner this goodness forsaken season's done, the better. My God. But yeah, April Fool's Day is meant to be funny, and today was tragically comical, if you want to call it that. But anyway, guys, I'll see you on Saturday for Bristol City when we do it all over again. Absolutely buzzing. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and how are the lads, I guess.